Welcome to Top Celebrities Data. Behind every legendary musician lies not only their timeless songs, but also the stories surrounding their final resting places. In this video, we uncover the graves of legendary musicians and reveal the untold secrets connected to their lives, their fame, and their lasting legacies. Which of these stories will surprise you the most? Stay with us to find out. Michael Jackson, born in 1958 and gone in 2009 at the age of 50, will forever be remembered as the King of Pop. His passing from acute propofol intoxication shocked the entire world. A private funeral was held, followed by a grand memorial at Staples Center in Los Angeles, where tens of thousands of mourners gathered and millions watched worldwide. Today, he rests in solemn peace at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. Aretha Franklin, born in 1942 and passing in 2018 at the age of 76, remains the eternal Queen of Soul. After battling pancreatic cancer, her death left a deep void in music history. Her funeral in Detroit lasted several days, drawing presidents, celebrities, and thousands of grieving fans who sang in her honor. The city mourned with dignity and sorrow. She now lies at Woodlawn Cemetery, where her voice of soul continues to echo in memory. John Lennon, born in 1940 and departed in 1980 at only 40 years old, was a Beatle, a visionary artist, and a lasting symbol of peace. His sudden passing in New York deeply shocked the world. He was cremated quietly, with his ashes entrusted to Yoko Ono, who later created the Strawberry Fields Memorial in Central Park. Today, countless visitors gather there to honor his enduring spirit and celebrate the timeless gift of his music. Johnny Cash, born in 1932 and departed in 2003 at the age of 71, will always be remembered as the Man in Black, a towering figure in country music. After complications from diabetes, he passed away, leaving an irreplaceable legacy. His funeral in Hendersonville gathered family, fellow musicians, and admirers who paid heartfelt tribute. He now rests at Hendersonville Memory Gardens in Tennessee, where fans continue to honor his deep, soulful voice. Bob Marley, born in 1945 and gone too soon in 1981, at only 36 years old, was the voice of reggae and a cultural icon for the world. His death from melanoma shook Jamaica and beyond. A grand state funeral was held, attended by dignitaries and thousands of grieving fans. He was laid to rest in a mausoleum in 9 Mile, his birthplace, where people still gather to celebrate his music and legacy. Louis Armstrong, born in 1901 and departed in 1971 at the age of 69, was a jazz pioneer whose trumpet and warm voice inspired generations. His death from a heart attack left the world grieving the loss of a true musical giant. A massive funeral in New York City drew thousands of mourners, a final tribute filled with both sorrow and music. He now rests in Flushing Cemetery, Queens, where his legacy lives on in eternal harmony. Elvis Presley, born in 1935 and gone in 1977 at the age of 42, will forever be known as the King of Rock and Roll. His sudden passing from heart failure left millions in sorrow. Thousands of fans flooded Graceland to say their last farewell in a deeply emotional funeral. Later, his remains were placed in the meditation garden at Graceland, where admirers continue to gather in silence and remembrance. Ella Fitzgerald, born in 1918 and passing in 1996 at the age of 79, will always be remembered as the First Lady of Song. After years of health struggles from complications of diabetes, her passing marked the end of an era in jazz. Her funeral in Beverly Hills was attended by many of the greatest names in jazz, a fitting tribute to her unmatched voice. She rests peacefully at Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx, New York. Tina Turner, born in 1939 and departed in 2023 at the age of 83, will forever be honored as the Queen of Rock and Roll. After a long battle with illness, she passed away peacefully in Switzerland. Her funeral was held privately in Küsnacht, attended only by close family, in an atmosphere of dignity and love. Her ashes were later interred discreetly, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and a voice that continues to inspire generations. Buddy Holly, born in 1936 and tragically gone in 1959 at just 22 years old, was a pioneer who shaped the sound of rock and roll. His untimely passing in a plane crash shocked the music world. Thousands gathered in Lubbock, Texas, for his funeral, where grief was heavy and heartfelt. He was laid to rest in his hometown cemetery with a simple headstone, marked only by his name and a guitar, symbolizing his everlasting influence. Jim Morrison, born in 1943 and gone in 1971 at only 27, was the enigmatic lead singer of The Doors and a cultural symbol of the 1960s. His sudden passing in Paris left the world of rock in shock. His funeral was quiet, attended by only a few close friends, yet his grave at Père Lachaise Cemetery has since become one of the most visited sites in Paris, where admirers gather to honor his restless spirit. B.B. King, born in 1925 and passing in 2015 at 89, was revered as the King of the Blues. With a career that spanned over 6 decades, after years battling vascular dementia and diabetes, his death marked the end of an era in blues history. Thousands lined the streets of Memphis for his funeral procession, paying their final respects. He now rests at the B.B. King Museum in Indianola, Mississippi, a lasting tribute to his unmatched legacy. Whitney Houston, born in 1963 and gone in 2012 at 48, was one of the best-selling artists in music history, blessed with a voice that defined generations. Her passing left the world in mourning. A moving funeral was held at New Hope Baptist Church in Newark, attended by family, friends, and global stars. She was laid to rest at Fairview Cemetery in New Jersey, beside her beloved father, her memory forever cherished in song and spirit. Donna Summer, born in 1948 and passing in 2012 at 63, will forever be remembered as the Queen of Disco. Her powerful voice and influence reshaped pop and dance music in the 1970s. After battling lung cancer, she passed away, leaving fans worldwide in grief. A private funeral in Los Angeles was attended by her closest family and friends. She rests peacefully at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in California, her music still filling hearts across the world. Frank Sinatra, born in 1915 and passing in 1998 at the age of 82, was celebrated as Old Blue Eyes, a legendary singer and actor. He died of a heart attack. Around 400 mourners attended his private funeral in Beverly Hills, while thousands of fans stood outside in grief. He now rests at Desert Memorial Park in California, buried with personal mementos that reflected his remarkable life. Nat King Cole, born in 1919 and passing in 1965 at just 45, was one of America's most beloved jazz pianists and vocalists. He died from lung cancer after a celebrated career that touched millions. His funeral at St. Vincent de Paul Church in Los Angeles drew around 400 mourners inside, while countless fans waited outside in sorrow. He was laid to rest at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, a lasting symbol of musical brilliance. Prince, born in 1958 and passing in 2016 at the age of 57, was a musical innovator who reshaped funk, rock, and pop with unmatched creativity. He died from an accidental fentanyl overdose. His cremation was private, attended only by close family and friends, yet thousands of fans later visited Paisley Park. His ashes rest inside a custom urn displayed at the museum, where his legacy continues to inspire generations. Edith Piaf, born in 1915 and passing in 1963 at the age of 47, was the Little Sparrow of France, a voice forever tied to the nation's soul. She died from liver failure worsened by years of alcoholism. Her funeral in Paris drew an estimated 40,000 mourners, with 15,000 entering the cemetery. She was laid to rest at Père Lachaise, where her grave remains one of the most visited and cherished in the world. Amy Winehouse, born in 1983 and gone in 2011 at just 27, was a soulful singer-songwriter whose powerful voice defined a generation. She died from alcohol poisoning, leaving behind both brilliance and tragedy. Her private Jewish funeral in London was attended by family and close friends, while countless fans mourned worldwide. She now rests at Edgwarebury Cemetery, laid beside her grandmother in a place of quiet remembrance. Freddie Mercury, born in 1946 and passing in 1991 at the age of 45, was the electrifying voice of Queen and one of rock's greatest performers. He died from complications related to AIDS after a long private struggle. His funeral in London was intimate, with millions mourning worldwide. He was cremated at Kensal Green Cemetery in London, where a memorial exists, but his ashes were secretly scattered elsewhere, leaving his final resting place a mystery. Johnny Ramone, born in 1948 and gone in 2004 at the age of 55, was the guitarist of the Ramones and a pioneer of punk rock. He lost his long battle with prostate cancer after years of resilience. His grave at Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Los Angeles is marked with a striking statue of him playing guitar. It has since become a pilgrimage site for fans, a lasting tribute to his rebellious spirit and groundbreaking music. Stevie Ray Vaughan, born in 1954 and passing in 1990 at the age of 35, was a blues guitarist whose fiery playing revitalized the genre in the 1980s. He tragically died in a helicopter crash after a concert, cutting short a brilliant career. His funeral in Dallas drew thousands of mourners, from fellow musicians to devoted fans. He was laid to rest at Laurel Land Memorial Park in Texas, where his grave remains a site of deep respect. Chuck Berry, born in 1926 and passing in 2017 at the age of 90, is hailed as the father of rock and roll, inspiring countless musicians across generations. He died of natural causes, closing a chapter of immense cultural influence. Thousands attended a public viewing and memorial in St. Louis, his hometown. He was laid to rest at Bellefontaine Garden Cemetery in Missouri, where admirers still visit to honor his groundbreaking legacy. George Jones, born in 1931 and passing in 2013 at the age of 81, was a towering figure in country music, remembered for timeless songs like He Stopped Loving Her Today. His death from hypoxic respiratory failure brought immense sorrow. A grand funeral in Nashville drew fellow country stars and grieving fans. He was buried at Woodlawn Memorial Park, where his grave remains a place of pilgrimage for those honoring the heart of country music. Jimi Hendrix, born in 1942 and passing in 1970 at just 27, revolutionized the sound of rock with his electric guitar mastery. His sudden death from asphyxia due to barbiturate intoxication shocked the world. A funeral in Seattle gathered family and fellow musicians in deep mourning. He was laid to rest at Greenwood Memorial Park in Renton, Washington, where his memorial has become one of the most visited sites for rock devotees worldwide. Patsy Cline, born in 1932 and passing in 1963 at just 30, was a pioneering country singer and one of the first women inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Her life was cut short in a tragic plane crash, leaving a lasting void in music history. Her funeral in Winchester, Virginia, drew thousands of mourners. She was laid to rest at Shenandoah Memorial Park, where her grave stands as a poignant reminder of her enduring influence. Loretta Lynn, born in 1932 and passing in 2022 at the age of 90, was revered as the coal miner's daughter and a cornerstone of country music. Her heartfelt storytelling shaped the genre for generations. She died of natural causes and was laid to rest privately at her family ranch in Tennessee. Public memorial services allowed countless admirers to honor her enduring legacy, celebrating a life that deeply touched the soul of American music. Janis Joplin, born in 1943 and passing in 1970 at only 27, became one of rock and blues' most electrifying voices, joining the tragic 27 Club. She died from a heroin overdose, leaving behind an unforgettable legacy of raw, powerful performances. Janis was cremated, and her ashes were scattered along the California coast. Later, fans created a brick memorial at San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, ensuring her spirit lives on as an icon of passion and freedom. Hank Williams Sr., born in 1923 and passing in 1953 at the age of 29, was a pioneering country singer-songwriter whose influence reshaped American music. He died from heart failure linked to alcohol and drug use, cutting short a brilliant career. More than 20,000 mourners attended his funeral, a testament to his immense impact. Hank was laid to rest at Oakwood Annex Cemetery in Montgomery, Alabama, where his grave remains a symbol of country music's roots. Carl Perkins, born in 1932 and passing in 1998 at the age of 65, was hailed as the king of rockabilly, shaping rock and roll with classics like Blue Suede Shoes. His dynamic guitar style influenced legends such as Elvis Presley and the Beatles. Perkins died of throat cancer. His funeral in Jackson, Tennessee, drew many fellow rockabilly musicians who came together to honor his life, celebrating the man whose music laid the foundations of rock's enduring sound. Muddy Waters, born in 1913 and passing in 1983 at the age of 70, is remembered as the father of Chicago blues, whose sound inspired countless rock musicians, including the Rolling Stones. He died of heart failure, leaving behind a musical revolution. His funeral in Chicago was marked by deep sorrow, and he was buried at Restvale Cemetery, Illinois, near many fellow blues musicians who shared his legacy. Ray Charles, born in 1930 and passing in 2004 at the age of 73, was a legendary soul musician and a pioneer in rhythm and blues. His unmatched artistry reshaped modern music. He died from acute liver disease, leaving millions grieving worldwide. His funeral in Los Angeles gathered celebrities and political leaders, a true reflection of his stature. Ray was laid to rest at Inglewood Park Cemetery, California, honored as a giant of American music. Liberace, born in 1919 and passing in 1987 at the age of 67, was a flamboyant pianist and entertainer, dazzling audiences with unmatched extravagance. He died of pneumonia, a complication from illness, leaving behind a unique legacy of showmanship. His lavish funeral reflected his glamorous career, attended by thousands who adored his brilliance. Liberace was laid to rest at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in California, where his memory continues to shine brightly. Dean Martin, born in 1917 and passing in 1995 at the age of 78, was celebrated as the King of Cool, a beloved singer, actor, and Rat Pack icon. He died of acute respiratory failure, closing a golden chapter in Hollywood history. His funeral was private, attended only by family and close friends, yet the world mourned deeply. He rests at Desert Memorial Park in California, where his charm and artistry are forever remembered. John Bonham, born in 1948 and passing in 1980 at only 32, was the powerhouse drummer of Led Zeppelin, remembered as one of the greatest in rock history. He died tragically of asphyxiation after heavy drinking, leaving fans devastated. His funeral was held in his home village, and he was laid to rest in a private family plot at Rushock Parish Church in Worcestershire, England, where admirers still come to honor his thunderous legacy. Ozzy Osbourne, born in 1948 and passing in 2025 at the age of 76, was the legendary Prince of Darkness, frontman of Black Sabbath, who defined the sound of heavy metal. He died from a heart attack while battling Parkinson's, marking the end of an era. A private funeral was held on July 30th, followed by a public procession in Birmingham. He now rests peacefully at his Welder's House estate in Buckinghamshire by a quiet lake. Toby Keith, born in 1961 and passing in 2024 at the age of 62, was a towering country music star, beloved for patriotic anthems like Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. He died from stomach cancer, leaving fans heartbroken. His funeral was held in his hometown, where thousands gathered to honor his legacy. He was laid to rest at Memorial Park Cemetery in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, forever cherished as a voice of American country music. Rick James, born in 1948 and passing in 2004 at the age of 56, was a funk music legend, celebrated worldwide for his electrifying hit, Super Freak. He died from pulmonary and cardiac failure, closing the chapter on a groundbreaking career. His funeral was filled with musical tributes from fellow artists, honoring his flamboyant spirit. Rick James now rests at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in California, where his influence on funk and pop continues to inspire generations. Aaliyah, born in 1979 and passing in 2001 at just 22, was the princess of R&B, an actress and a style icon of the late 1990s. Her life was tragically cut short in a plane crash, leaving fans in shock worldwide. Her funeral in New York City was attended by family, friends, and admirers, while millions mourned from afar. She now rests peacefully at Ferncliff Cemetery, New York, remembered as a timeless star of music and film. Dimebag Darrell, born in 1966 and passing in 2004 at the age of 38, was the legendary guitarist of Pantera, revered in heavy metal history. His sudden death on stage left the music world in deep grief. A massive public memorial drew thousands of fans, and Eddie Van Halen famously placed a guitar in his casket. He was laid to rest at Moore Memorial Gardens in Arlington, Texas, where his grave has become a sacred site for metal admirers. Brian Jones, born in 1942 and passing in 1969 at only 27, was a founding member of the Rolling Stones and one of rock's most influential guitarists. His sudden death by drowning remains surrounded by controversy, yet his legacy endures. His funeral drew many mourners, and his grave at St. Mary's Church in Cheltenham has since become a site of pilgrimage, where countless fans continue to gather, leaving flowers and tributes in honor of his brief but powerful contribution to music. Duane Allman, born in 1946 and passing in 1971 at the age of 24, was the brilliant guitarist of the Allman Brothers Band, remembered for his soulful slide guitar style. His life ended suddenly in a motorcycle accident, leaving behind a legacy that reshaped Southern rock. His funeral gathered grieving family, bandmates, and devoted fans. He now rests at Rose Hill Cemetery in Macon, Georgia, beside fellow musician Barry Oakley, a place where admirers still come to pay heartfelt respects. Joe Cocker, born in 1944, was a soulful rock singer with a gravelly voice that touched millions. After a successful career spanning decades, he passed away in 2014 at the age of 70 from lung cancer. A private funeral was arranged, away from the spotlight. He was laid to rest in a mausoleum in Grand Junction, Colorado, the place where he spent his later years. Waylon Jennings, born in 1937, was a pioneer of outlaw country music whose songs shaped the genre. He died in 2002 at the age of 64 from complications of diabetes. His funeral was modest, yet attended by many musicians who respected his work. Jennings was laid to rest at Mesa City Cemetery in Arizona, a quiet resting place where fans continue to honor his enduring legacy. Robin Gibb, born in 1949, co-founded the Bee Gees and helped define disco music with his distinctive falsetto voice. He passed away in 2012 at the age of 62 after battling liver cancer and kidney failure. A funeral service was held in London before his final journey home. Gibb was laid to rest at West End Cemetery on the Isle of Man, his birthplace and homeland that held deep meaning for him. Chet Atkins, born in 1924, was a legendary guitarist and producer who defined the Nashville sound of country music. After a long career, he passed away in 2001 at the age of 77, following a battle with cancer. A solemn memorial service was held in Nashville, reflecting the city's gratitude. He was laid to rest at Harpeth Hills Memory Gardens in Tennessee, where admirers remember him as Mr. Guitar. Ritchie Valens, born in 1941, was a young rock and roll pioneer whose life ended tragically in 1959 at just 17. He perished in the infamous plane crash known as the Day the Music Died, alongside Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper. His funeral drew deep mourning for such a promising talent. Valens was laid to rest at San Fernando Mission Cemetery in California, where his grave continues to attract those honoring his timeless hit, La Bamba. Ricky Nelson, born in 1940, rose to fame as a teen idol before successfully moving into country rock. He died tragically in 1985 at age 45 in a plane crash. His memorial service drew numerous famous artists who came to honor his legacy. Nelson was laid to rest at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills, where his resting place remains a tribute to his enduring influence on American music. Sonny Bono, born in 1935, was a singer, actor, and politician best remembered as half of the duo Sonny and Cher. He passed away in 1998 at the age of 62 following a skiing accident. His funeral was attended by celebrities and politicians alike, reflecting his wide influence. Bono was laid to rest at Desert Memorial Park in California, where his gravesite remains a place of frequent visits from admirers. Mark Bolan, born in 1947, was the frontman of T-Rex and a defining figure in the glam rock movement of the 1970s. His life was cut short in 1977 at the age of 29 in a car accident. Bolan was cremated at Golders Green Crematorium in London, and nearby a shrine was later established. Today the site remains a pilgrimage for fans who cherish his lasting contribution to rock music. Conway Twitty, born in 1933, was a towering figure in country music with decades of chart-topping hits. He died in 1993 at the age of 59 from an abdominal aortic aneurysm. His funeral drew thousands of mourners, reflecting his immense impact on American music. Twitty was laid to rest at Sumner Memorial Gardens in Gallatin, Tennessee, where fans continue to pay tribute to his enduring legacy as a country superstar. Ernest Tubb, born in 1914, became known as the Texas Troubadour, spreading honky-tonk style across America. He passed away in 1984 at the age of 70 from emphysema. Though his funeral was modest, his legacy endures. Tubb was laid to rest at Hermitage Memorial Gardens in Tennessee, where fans still visit his grave to honor his pioneering role in shaping country music's distinctive sound. Time 3.0 seconds. Hank Snow, born in 1914 in Canada, rose to become a beloved country music legend and longtime Grand Ole Opry star. He died in 1999 at the age of 85 from heart failure. His funeral in Nashville reflected the respect he earned over a career spanning decades. Snow was laid to rest at Spring Hill Cemetery in Nashville, where admirers continue to remember his voice and contributions to country music. Roy Acuff, born in 1903, is remembered as the King of Country Music and a central figure at the Grand Ole Opry. He passed away in 1992 at the age of 89 from congestive heart failure. Tennessee honored him with the first ever state funeral for a country musician. Acuff was laid to rest at Spring Hill Cemetery in Nashville, where his grave symbolizes the respect and reverence for his historic contributions. Maybelle Carter, born in 1909, was revered as Mother Maybelle, the matriarch of the Carter family and a pioneer of country music. She passed away in 1978 at the age of 69 from natural causes. Laid to rest at Hendersonville Memory Gardens in Tennessee, near other Carter family members, her grave has become a place where generations of fans pay homage to her role in shaping country traditions. Earl Scruggs, born in 1924, revolutionized bluegrass with his groundbreaking three-finger banjo style. He died in 2012 at the age of 88 from natural causes. His memorial at the Ryman Auditorium drew country and bluegrass legends in tribute. Scruggs was laid to rest at Spring Hill Cemetery in Nashville, where admirers still gather to honor the virtuoso who forever changed the sound of American folk music. Carl Wilson, born in 1946, was a founding member of the Beach Boys and the voice behind many of their iconic harmonies. He passed away in 1998 at the age of 51 after battling lung cancer. Wilson was laid to rest in a private service at Westwood Village Memorial Park in Los Angeles, with family and bandmates present. His grave remains a quiet place of remembrance for fans of California's sun-soaked sound. Leon Russell, born in 1942, was an influential musician whose soulful songwriting bridged rock and country. He died in 2016 at the age of 74 from a heart attack. His funeral in Tulsa drew fans and fellow musicians, celebrating his vast legacy. Russell was buried at Rose Hill Cemetery in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where admirers continue to gather, remembering his distinctive voice and groundbreaking collaborations that shaped American music. John Belushi, born in 1949, became a beloved comedian and actor, best known for Saturday Night Live and the Blues Brothers. His funeral reflected the deep loss felt by fans and colleagues. Originally buried at Westwood Village, his cenotaph still stands in Hollywood, while his final resting place lies at Abels Hill Cemetery on Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. Time 3.0 seconds. Tammy Wynette, born in 1942, was revered as the First Lady of country music, touching millions with heartfelt songs like Stand By Your Man. Her funeral in Nashville drew thousands of fans and fellow stars in mourning. Today she rests at Woodlawn Memorial Park in Nashville, Tennessee, where admirers continue to visit her grave to honor her enduring musical legacy. Jim Reeves, born in 1923, was affectionately known as Gentleman Jim, captivating listeners with his smooth, timeless ballads. His funeral was held in his hometown, where grief and admiration came together. Reeves was laid to rest at the Jim Reeves Memorial Park in Carthage, Texas, where his grave now serves as the centerpiece of a dedicated site, visited by countless admirers over the decades. Thank you for watching. These legendary musicians may have left this world, but their music and stories will live forever. Which musician's legacy touched you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below.